Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, the trial for a Jamestown man charged with attempted murder has been scheduled. We'll have the details.
Plus, Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello holds his Senate campaign kickoff. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by with a live look at our forecast. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Friday. We finally made it to the end of the work week, and it's going to be a little bit wet. You can see it here on First Defense Doppler. We've had a few little scattered rain showers moving through. The better rain is actually down to our south, but there will be some more rain that will be coming our way throughout the day and especially throughout the night. Look at all these clouds that are streaming in from the southwest. This is on in advance of the next system that comes our way that's going to bring the rain. And so, yeah, the rain continues. So for the afternoon, mostly cloudy to complete overcast throughout the afternoon. Otherwise, scattered showers and a few thunderstorms may come our way through the afternoon. High temp range 53 right at the immediate Lake Erie waterfront to 68 inland, and that's the reason with a west wind averaging 5 to 10. Well, time out the rain chances plus. How's the weekend looking? We'll talk about it with that Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day a little bit later on in the show. Justin and Matt.
Already, Dakota, thank you. A Jamestown man charged with 3 counts of second-degree attempted murder and 1 count of first-degree assault will stand trial starting August 20th with jury selection. The Chautauqua County Court Clerk tells us that 30-year-old Rasul Bonds will have a trial conference on August 16th. Bonds is charged in connection with a drive-by shooting that happened back in January on North Main Street here in the city of Jamestown. Jamestown police say that 1 man was shot in the face and was seriously injured as he was walking with 2 other people. Bonds is currently in county jail on $150,000 cash. Now, the second Jamestown man charged in connection with the shooting, 19-year-old Corey Johnson, faces similar charges. The clerk says that he had a conference on Monday, but as of airtime today, a trial date hasn't been scheduled.
And 2 people were arrested following a reported fight Thursday morning on a Valley Street sidewalk in the town of Chautauqua. That's near Mayville. Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputies say that 34-year-old Jamestown man Juan Rivera fled on foot but was arrested a short distance away. He is charged with disorderly conduct and second-degree obstruction of governmental administration. 20-year-old Dante Frederick of DeWittville is charged with disorderly conduct in this case. Both were transported to Chautauqua County Jail and held for arraignment.
And Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello officially kicked off his campaign for New York State's 57th State Senate District at Webb's Captain's Table restaurant Thursday night. The Republican stepped into the race after Senator Kathy Young retired from the Senate to take a position outside of government. Surrounded by friends, family, and supporters, Borrello voiced a strong message for residents of the district.
As a group, that's what truly makes us strong. It's what makes us different. It's what separates us from the craziness in New York City. They don't look at each other on the street when they walk across the street. They don't talk to each other. This is a community that cares for each other, and that's what makes us strong, and that's what will push us forward. We're not going to tell our kids to leave anymore. We're not going to tell them to move away. We're going to say stay here because life is good here, and together we will make New York State what it should be, and that's the best place in the world to live.
Now, the 57th District consists of Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Allegheny counties, and 7 towns in Livingston County. The state's Democrat Committee, Justin, did throw their support behind 22-year-old political newcomer Austin Morgan of Freedom.
Now, Matt, we also asked Borrello last night about the legacy of New York State Senator Kathy Young and what he would do if elected, and would he do anything different than Senator Young. Borrello said if elected, he would enter a different political arena than the one that Young served in.
Doing things differently because she did a great job. I wish I could do all the things that she's done, but it's a different challenge now with the Republicans being in the minority, so differently is going to be developing and facilitating good relationships with whomever it is from whatever party to do what's in the best interest of the district. So that is how we're going to have to handle it differently. And again, I have that track record. And I had it as a county legislator, and I have it as a county executive, is bringing people together from whatever interest group, whatever walks of life, whatever stakeholders, and saying, here's how we work together to achieve those common goals. And that's the difference that we're going to have to bring in Albany now.
Yeah, certainly. And George Borrello, very much celebrated the evening, with everyone there pretty much was in support of him, and the thing is, certainly running this race, is a lot different than running his county executive race. Running for state senate, he has a lot of resources now to work with. Normally when we cover events throughout the county, and I was kind of surprised actually, WNY News Now, minus the radio station, was the only media there to cover that. So that was a little surprising, but they had a nice camera shoot set up. They had great lighting, and you guys probably don't care too much about that, but just you can tell that it's much more grounded campaign than, say, a countywide race, and I think that just comes with the territory.
Well, and I thought, Justin, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you were there for us, but I went back to listen to part of the Facebook Live last night, and I think the most telling statement in that entire evening was Andy Goodell when he spoke. He said back when Vince Horgan announced that he wasn't going to run again, that he was a little nervous.
Yeah.
And according to Andy Goodell, Vince Horgan said, don't worry about
got
it.
somebody.
So
right.
I thought that was one of the most telling quotes of the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And when Senator Kathy Young, and playing off of, and if you want to see the whole announcement conference, you can check it out right now on our Facebook page. Click videos, and you can see it. We have a link on our website and mobile app too, as well, if you're watching on there. And was the fact when Senator Young so abruptly announced that she would not seek re-election, that surprised a lot of people, not just in the political arena, but people of everyday walks of life.
Absolutely.
Senator Young was liked by thousands of people in the district. I mean, she ran unopposed for many, many years as a strong candidate. So certainly it is a race now to find people, which they've done. George Borrello, Austin Morgan on the Democratic side, and then Borrello will most likely have to face a primary. And again, it's so new because of the way they just changed election laws to a lot of people, but we'll have to face a primary come June. So we'll of course keep on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But very interesting, and to see he would enter, according to Borrello, a different political environment than what Young had. So obviously in a way not. He didn't really answer that question there in the fact that, what would you do differently? Well, it's a different environment, so I would obviously have to work together with the Democrats now that the Republican is not the majority in the Senate.
Absolutely, Justin. And before we get to the comments here, because I know we're getting close to break time, I do want to provide a clarification in the story that we spoke about a few minutes ago about the alleged fight in the town of Chautauqua. It was actually Tuesday morning, and the one suspect's name is Delonte Frederick.
Okay.
I know it was maybe a typing error. We got to talk to our producers later, but
great. Yeah. And of course we have that full story up at WNYNewsNow.com as well. Happy Friday to all of you, TGIF. Let's connect in the comments. Enough about us talking about politics. Hello to Scott. Hello to Gary. Hello to Andrew. Hopefully you are doing well, sir. Seth, good afternoon to you. Always great to see these top fans in here. David, hello. TGIF to you. Love seeing you and having you with us. Happy Friday to Lori. It looks like she's
off of work
today.
I like it.
Hopefully you get to enjoy a little bit of that warmer weather. Tabitha, good afternoon to you. TGIF to all of you. We have a lot more to tell you about as we roll along on this Friday. Coming up, details about our new, today is another special day, May 4th. We'll tell you what that's about in just a bit.
I like that. But first, the U.S. economy has seen a boost recently. We'll explain. Dakota.
The high yesterday was 68. That's actually 4 degrees above the average. We should be near 64, and the record for the state was 80. Yeah, set back in 2012. It can happen. News Not New continues in a minute, so don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Coming soon to downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, the U.S. economy is on fire. 263,000 jobs were added last month, and the unemployment rate fell to 3.6%. Now, that's the lowest number since December of 1969. That's almost 50 years ago. Wages are up, too. The average hourly worker makes 3.2% more than 1 year ago. The strongest sectors of job growth in April were construction, which added 33,000 jobs, and healthcare, which added 27,000. Restaurants and bars added 25,000 workers, while retail and automobile manufacturers were dark spots that saw jobs disappear. April marked the 103rd straight month of overall job growth. In most recent CNN poll, President Trump saw the highest approval rating of his tenure for how he was handling the economy at 56%. The job numbers come at just a week after it was announced that the gross domestic product grew at 3.2% last quarter. That was more than a full percentage point expected among economists.
And smoking pot and working out. You might not think that the two would go hand in hand, but a new study might just make you think again. Smoking marijuana could actually motivate someone to get to the gym. At least that's according to a new study from researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder. They surveyed more than 600 people and found that people who smoked either before or after hitting the gym, or even both, said they worked out even more. Some even said it helped with recovery from minor aches and pains, though only a few said it actually improved how they did their workouts. Researchers say that sedentary cannabis users might even benefit from combining marijuana with exercise, especially if they avoid the gym because of issues with recovery, motivation, or enjoyment. And not surprising though, they also said that if people do combine the two, they should choose what they called low-risk exercise options. Now, the survey was advertised on Facebook and targeted users 21 and older and lived in states where recreational use of marijuana is legal.
Yeah, interesting study there, for sure. You would not think that marijuana and working out went together, more like probably marijuana and munchies, but you know, who's to say? Well, out-of-pocket costs for Americans with neurological conditions have risen so rapidly over the 12 years. A new study says that doctors need better access to drug price information. In today's Health Minute, James Diane explains just why.
Doing things differently.
In 2004, someone with multiple sclerosis may have paid $15 per month out of pocket for their medication with a private insurance plan. But just 12 years later, in 2016, that same patient was shelling out $309 each month. That's because the prices for neurological drugs have been skyrocketing. According to a study published in the journal Neurology, the out-of-pocket costs for multiple sclerosis medications are 20 times higher in 2016 than in 2004. And it's not just MS patients feeling the squeeze on their wallets. Researchers looked at out-of-pocket costs for more than 912,000 Americans with dementia, epilepsy, MS, and Parkinson's disease over a 12-year period. Each of these patients took at least one neurological medication and were privately insured. And each of these people saw big price increases during that time. The biggest price jump began in 2015 and continued in 2016. Researchers say doctors need to be aware of the costs so they can best advise and prescribe for their patients. The lead author of the study says expensive medicines could affect how often the patients actually take their prescribed dose. For today's Health Minute, I'm James Dinan.
All right, James, interesting study there. Thank you.
And May the 4th is known as Star Wars Day, but for some superfans around the world, Star Wars Day is every day. At April's Star Wars celebration in Chicago, the biggest fans of the galaxy far, far away gathered to share in their passion for all things Star Wars. Among them, members of several Lucasfilm-sanctioned costuming groups. But for these fans, it's not just about looking good, it's about doing good. Here's a look at how they use their love of Star Wars to make a difference in their communities.
I've been wanting to be a stormtrooper since I was a kid.
I am wearing Old Man Luke, Hobo Luke, from The Last Jedi.
Inherently, I think I'm always a Jedi.
We can look like we just walked off the set of the latest Star Wars movie.
It's almost like you're wearing like a second skin. I feel like I'm not even myself. I feel like I'm just another one of the rank and file stormtroopers. I had brain cancer when I was in high school. I had surgery, and then that following week, members of the 501st came to my house personally, and they got me hooked.
With the 501st, we just help us the villains. We use our passion for Star Wars to bring back to the community with a lot of charity work. Right now we're working with Make-A-Wish. We also work with American Cancer Society.
We're bad guys doing good, and we try and do good for the community and do good for these kids.
Rebel Legion is the sister group to the 501st Legion. We have roughly 7,000 members worldwide. Our pillars are costuming, which is our, and then community and charity.
I costume because I want to make a difference in my community, and also because I am a Star Wars fan. Are you ready? I just so happened to stumble across Saber Guild.
Saber Guild is a Lucasfilm recognized costuming club that also does stage combat to children's hospitals. We go to conventions and we perform. We bring the action into the action figure.
To be a kind of a part of that galaxy in some way, shape, or form is really special to me.
When I see the kids smile, the sparky eyes, I relive that moment when I was a kid.
Really what we do for others is to suspend reality for a moment.
They don't know that inside it's a guy from Knoxville, Tennessee who sells cars or whatever. To them, it's a real stormtrooper, or it's Darth Vader, or it's Princess Leia. And for that few moments or few seconds, they're transported into that world that we fell in love with years ago. We get as much out of it as the kids do. And again, we're big kids anyway.
And if you're interested just in using that force for good, there are several Star Wars costuming groups, collecting clubs, and droid building organizations all over the world, including right here in our area. And for younger fans, the Galactic Academy costuming group is open to kids aged 0 to 17. So Justin,
hey,
there you are.
Yeah, I'm neither of those ages, but boy, I just love Star Wars. May the 4th be with you guys today. I love your comment, Gary. Far, far away, but not really, just right next door. And you're absolutely right. I think that it's cool to be a nerd now. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was like a kid, I didn't care whether it was cool or not. I just did it anyways. But so yeah, it's good.
What you have to do is you have to be a court nerd. That's the nerd I am.
That's the Matt kind of nerd.
I mean, all these Latin phrases and stuff.
Well, really quickly, our James Reed, who we used to work with, it's just he saw R2-D2 at a Comic-Con he was at.
Really?
I think it was in Pittsburgh. It was on Facebook the other day, but it was just so cool. It was just it was nice to see more nerds out there. So if you're a nerd, drop a like and download the app because that's what nerds do. Next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter with a look at our weather forecast.
And later,
that's pretty funny.
I like it. I like it. And later, a downtown project is near completion. We'll have the details as the news now.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs, no matter the season. Brotherhood Property Maintenance does it all, from professional plowing during the winter months to expert landscaping all summer long. Count on Brotherhood Property Maintenance for mowing, landscaping, tree work, spring and fall cleanup, plus snow removal. Serving both commercial and residential lots, check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us right now to book an appointment.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
With me being a tech nerd and a weather nerd, you'd think I'd be into Star Wars, but it's not my kind of thing, unfortunately. It's foggy once again. Here's a live look from the Mill Creek Mall. The camera is working. You can actually kind of see the cars kind of moving down here just a little bit on Peach Street. Again, when you have the temperature and the dew point close together, or in this case the same, you're going to have some fog. Let's go straight to it and I'll show you where the fog is. It is comprised right near the Lake Erie shoreline once again today. You can see Erie a quarter of a mile, Dunkirk also the same thing, but look at Jamestown, 10-mile visibility, also the same thing in Olean. So all the fog is mainly right near the Lake Erie shoreline. Once you work inland, it is not foggy at all. So it's going to be rough travels. If you're going near the Lake Erie shoreline, expect some fog. It's been wet. Have you noticed? This is how much rain we picked up over the past 7 days, almost 1 inch last Friday. Again, Saturday was mainly dry. We picked up a little bit on Sunday, and then this week has been rather wet. The official rainfall we picked up yesterday, this was mainly in the evening, 0.32 inches. So this wet pattern continues, and it's a typical early spring pattern. Live look outside, you can actually see the dark clouds above the building across the street. There's all the construction going on Main Street. 65 is the current temp with a west wind of 10. So that westerly wind actually does keep the Lake Erie shoreline cooler this time of the year. And we don't have a feels like temperature because the dew point is not in the 60s. Again, that's the magical number. As we go hour by hour, temperature should at least stay into the mid to lower 60s. And then we'll start to fall back into the upper 50s as we go throughout the nighttime hours. But a few scattered showers and storms are definitely likely through the afternoon hours. We'll show you where all this is coming from. This is what I call a train of moisture. You can actually see it working its way down from around Nashville, working its way all the way up into the Ohio River Valley. There's a low pressure area here that's moving up our way. So there's going to be some rain that's going to be coming our way. Here it is close in on First Defense Doppler. Really nothing across western New York right now, but peek down here in PA, you can actually see the rain that is currently in Erie and Crawford counties right now. Basically Meadville and Edinburgh getting something. This is all going to be moving to the northeast. And then there's a few little rain showers down here south of Warren. Again, all of this is moving to the northeast. So expect rain to overspread the area this afternoon. Here it is on Future Scan. The model picks up on it. You can see it right there. And then it'll ultimately work its way from south to north. Again, there may be a chance for a few thunderstorms. Maybe the better chance of that's going to be down in PA. But again, tonight should be mainly dry. Tomorrow is going to be mainly dry as well. We've taken the rain chances down a little bit, but there still is the chance for a few scattered rain showers tomorrow in isolated nature. And then that tapers off. Sunday is going to be mainly dry as well. So the weekend is going to be rather usable. Speaking about the weekend, State Line Speedway will hopefully have their opening weekend this Saturday. Again, there is the chance for a couple isolated showers early on, but otherwise it is looking good for the races there. Let's go zone by zone. We'll start first of all in the eastern areas first. Temperatures here should be warmer near the Lake Erie shoreline. Temperatures cooler here because of that west wind. They'll be in the 50s all day. Next 7 days on the screen, 60 tomorrow, 61 Sunday, and then the temperatures remain in the 60s and 70s next week. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now. where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Rejoice, sports fans, it is Friday, and if I went to that Star Wars thing, I would dress up as Lone Star from Spaceballs. Anyways, welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. This afternoon at 4:30, the Falconer Golden Falcons varsity baseball team will be on the road for a conference game against the Cassadaga Valley Cougars. Falconer is currently 9-2 on the season and won their last game on Wednesday 4-3 against the Southwestern Trojans. Falconer's 9-2 record includes a conference record of 6-2. Tonight, with a 7:05 first pitch, the New York Yankees will begin a 3-game homestand against the Minnesota Twins. The Yanks are currently in second place in the AL East with a 17-13 record, 2.5 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Meanwhile, Minnesota is in first place in the AL Central with a record of 19-10. James Paxton will be on the starting mound for the Yankees, while for the Twins, it will be Kyle Gibson. The game will be televised on the Yes Network and can be viewed on the MLB At Bat app. With the NHL playoffs still going on in NHL playoff action, there will be 2 games being played tonight. The first one at 7 o'clock will be the Carolina Hurricanes seeking a second-round sweep hosting the New York Islanders. Carolina won Game 3 on Wednesday 5-2. The final game with a 9:30 puck drop will be the St. Louis Blues hosting the Dallas Stars in Game 5 of a Western Conference battle. Dallas evened the series at 2 games apiece with a 4-2 victory at home on Wednesday. Both of these games will be televised on NBC Sports and can be viewed on either their app or the NHL app. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you. A new plaza project in downtown Jamestown is nearing completion. The Jamestown Renaissance Corporation announced this morning that Phase 2 of construction at the Winter Garden Plaza that installed permanent tensile structure at the west end, extended pavers, additional lighting, landscaping, benches, and bike racks will soon be complete. Officials say that Phase 2 of the project was made possible with funding from the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, as well as local support from the Gebby Foundation. Now, more information regarding events at the plaza throughout the summer can be found on our website at WNYNewsNow.com.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a good time down there, and I saw them putting that in this week. Our parking lot is right across the street. So I saw them putting that up, and I'm like looking over. I'm like, what in the blazes are they doing? And now we know. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. You see, we know things in this business. Isn't it great?
Yeah, for once.
I don't know. I don't think it's great. Do you know what the 7 days looking like?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that very quickly.
I hope it's great.
Well, I'm sorry?
Is it great?
Well, I'll let you be the judge of that.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that. Well, first of all, just wanted to remember very quickly, again, the last date of the frost is until later this month. So, we'll go past that. Brotherhood Friday maintenance, 7 days. 60s remain for the weekend. It's mainly usable. 72 next Tuesday, and the temperatures remain into the 60s throughout next week. So it finally looks like spring is finally starting to take hold, but it's going to be wet, people. Ooh.
Yeah, well, hey, don't they say that, like, we're delayed by a month. The April showers bring May flowers. So May showers will bring June flowers.
No, May showers will bring June heat.
Ah, okay.
So that's the way it works. Get ready for the heat and humidity, y'all.
Was it humid this morning, or is that just me?
It was a little bit humid, but it actually was the dampness. You actually could feel the dampness in the air.
I had my window open last night, which was a mistake. The air conditioning is going in this weekend because I woke up with horrible, horrible allergies.
Yeah.
Matt has horrible allergies too, so.
So do I, so I feel you.
He's allergic to me.
I'm glad it's Friday, guys. I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. We're okay.
We need
I'd hug you too, Dakota, but
we
you're
need
over there.
Gary to hold a barbecue.
Yeah, Gary,
Okay.
why don't you hold the barbecue, damn it? We love it. Have a great day, everybody. We'll leave you with the HC News Now.
Love
Cam.
you, Gary.
We love you. The producer's saying that if I piss you off, I'll lose my job, so don't be mad. Be glad. All right, have a good weekend. We love it.